right, guys. So there was a reason why we decided to do the links first, and that was kind of the backlinking strategies that we started with that, right? Because we need to shift our minds from having 5,000 fucking cell phones and shit. You don't need all that. Matter of fact, you need 0 cell phones, and you don't need clicking this and clicking that and paying your VAs a bunch of money to do a bunch of clicking. Okay? Those days are over. I have tested this over and over and over and over again, and there's no difference from doing all of those signals manually versus just encoding that data inside of the link itself. So literally, all we're going to do when we hand our VAs or whoever the review copy, instead of having to change your location and switch this and switch that, we're literally going to give them basically a manipulated URL that has all that data for us for an example. All right, and we're going to do this through maps and search. Primarily, I would suggest search, but let's say we were wanting to target plumber near me, right? Instead of typing plumber near me, and then clicking on our link and all that stuff, right? We can come in, run our manipulated URL that has that targeted keyword in it. As you can see, plumber near me, right? And we're going to go ahead and submit the review. Boom. That's it. Call it a day. Record it on the sheet and keep it moving. All right. Same thing works for search, right? Let's target a competitor here. Get that out. Lakeland Plumber. That's our keyword that we're targeting. Boom. And we're in here. Search. Focused on the local service type algorithm. Okay. This is it. This is the secret code that you need to do. We tested this through people actually changing their locations and typing the keywords in and submitting the reviews, and there's absolutely 0 difference. So don't pay people to do that. And I'm going to go over and show you how to create these links and which ones to create. We don't even change our geolocations, although you can, because if you want to target your geolocations, restrict your proximity, you would do that with a certain type of link, right? So for an example, here's our geopoints that we want to start that we switched over. Change your geopoints to the area that you're targeting. Let's say this is the one that we changed previous in the video. Let's say we wanted to target for a keyword in the ocean, Stewart's Plumbing out here, if they were in the Gulf of Mexico, right? That's what we would do. We would just hyper-focus. You can just build this onto, instead of doing that, grab the geo coordinates for here, and then that would be what we would switch the link to, right? So let me show you what that would look like. That would be, here's the new geo coordinates that we're going to add, right? Throw this in. I'm going to just create a new tab here. All right, so there that is, and then here's the geo coordinates. And then I don't like to get that granular because this is a little too much with the pinpoint. I believe it's 5. And now we can run this through, right? And we've shifted to this location now to stretch our proximity, right? Okay. So if I was wanting to stretch proximity, this is the type of link that I would use or focus on a certain area. And what's even better about such a beautiful, wonderful link, right, that we're doing here, is you can actually add a search query onto it as well. So let's say we were going to erase the HE. You know that we're in English here, and query equals plumber Lakeland. Okay. All right. Now you see this link here, but we can't go. What's going to happen with this is that you might have a possibility the knowledge pane will not populate, right? Because you've got this should be the original query, and we're adding this. So Q would be the original query instead of Q. And let's run it. Boom. All right, so now it looks like to Google, we originally typed in Lakeland Plumber, right? And then we got here to Stewart's Plumbing. So if you run it without the original search query and you just run it as query, you can break it. And I'm going to show you broken now. So, well, so now it's just like a maps link. It's broken. Although we are number one, and we do have Stewart's Plumbing in here. Still a really good link, but it's, the knowledge panel isn't popping. So I personally like the O query. You can use a regular query if you want to get this to populate. Okay. I've used both in the past, but I like the original query a bit better because I'm not possibly adding keyword relevancy to my competitors. So there is one. Now our view more larger maps link. Here's another one that we can do all kinds of stuff to, right? We can change the geo coordinates just like we did in the last one. And target proximity. Once again, we target our keywords and original keywords. So plumber near me, yada, 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 right? Same, very similar search string. We can manipulate it the same way. Come in, drop our review, and voila, move them out, right? No need to type in, click, and do all that, okay? And granted, these are map URLs. So keep in mind of the algorithmic changes, all right? You know, share a link, you can do that. If you want to just leave a review, I would definitely suggest that you do that because it would look natural, but don't use all of them, right? I would focus on these two primarily. Our search string URLs, this is where it's going to get a little bit more, this possibly can get a little bit more complicated for sure, but keep it moving, Pippin. So look, let's say here's our keyword that we want to target, plumber in Lakeland, and we've got our machine ID. We would run through here. Boom, there's our knowledge panel. We've got our query here, plumber in Lakeland, and we're going to go ahead and drop a review. All right, it's that simple, guys. Now, I should probably split these up, but let's say we want to focus on search, since I suggest that you do the same, okay? And what we're going to do here is plumber in Lakeland. Let's just say that's our keyword. Okay, come through. Here's Stewart's Plumbing right here. Clean it. Refresh it. Now, what you're going to see is a bunch of stuff here, all right? But we've got the original query, plumber in Lakeland, right here. All right. So we've gotten to the list. Not only have they seen the list, but we have specifically chosen that that is the link that we want, right? And this is going to be kind of our last particulars, which is going to be our service links here down at the bottom. All right. I would you need to really use all three. You're focusing on three different algorithms, but know and please understand that those three are somewhat connected. All right. But I would focus my engagement primarily through local service links, Google searches, like this, where you're hitting your referrer links, right? So you've got true plumbers, or we've gotten our Stewart Plumbing to populate. This is actually great for targeting any competitor that's outranking you anywhere, or even your number 2 guy or 3 guy. This isn't like targeting a competitor per se. Like, this is like probably the only way I would say yes, go here and go force when targeting a competitor, and that's because you're telling Google you've originally were looking for True Plumbing, but we decided to pick Stewart's Plumbing. Okay, I hope that makes sense. All right, and once again, these are Google search links. So if we're in search, that's what we should do. So please keep in mind, I've kind of focused this course and gave you kind of the base foundation in order and a reason. Okay, so we're not over here bouncing around our locations and doing this and that and the other. We're running our engagement directly through strings, and we are moving, we're keeping it moving, right? And then here is the last one here. We've got Plumber Near Me that we did in the video. You guys go check out the backlink video if you wanted to see how step by step how we made these strings. But let's just say Plumber Near Me was the string that we were going to build. Right, that's the keyword that we were targeting. And we would come over here to reviews, and we would write our reviews. Right. Please keep remember, once again, we're dealing with 3 different algorithms. If you want to improve your rankings in search, focus on search. 70-30 is a good mix, but don't do everything through search. But if you are going to submit a review, ask a question. This doesn't mean just reviews only. Upload a photo. All of the above, any type of engagement that we would do, we would just run through these strings completely without doing any of the software and having 20 phones and doing all that crazy stuff, right? And like I said, we've tested this over and over and over again, and quite frankly, I think you actually get better results this way. But I digress. It's much easier to train a VA to learn how to build some links. You can do it in a day. Now they know how. Now they have that they can build. And then splice the keywords on and the proximities on as well. And we kind of go in this a little bit more in detail in the Facebook group later on. But I want to kind of get you guys open your mind to, during the engagement, how we're doing that and how we're doing that differently without having 30, 40, 60,000 phones. All right. All you need is a good mobile emulator, desktop, and a good VPN. If you want to get fancy with it, do some mobile proxies. But for the most part, that's all you need, guys. Check out the setups, VPN setups, the 2 that I've used primarily. Proton and Surfshark has kind of worked well for me. And that's all I got for you. Deuces.